Has your family member ever spoke to you about your sexual identity? And do you feel comfortable speaking about that with them? Why or why not?
I feel that in the beginning, as I was growing up, it was more of they wouldn't talk about it in a formal way. It would be more in a conservative, joking, and like sort of anti-gay matter. However, as they started, being more Americanized, I feel that my family was more accepting towards those types of situations, and they started to, at least alleviate some of their old practices and old thoughts.
Why or why not?
I don't feel comfortable at all talking to my family about that because they're very judgmental kind of people, and just through the culture they know that you shouldn't be dating like boy and boy and girl, like, and they're not really into the whole trans community either. They believe that like only a man and a woman should be together. So me personally, I just don't feel comfortable enough to kind of talk to them about those things because they don't understand that nowadays it's more acceptable compared to how it was back then. Or I mean, yeah, like how it was back then. So it's just not really a subject that we bring up much because they just say that it's bad.
The only time they haven't like come to speak to me, but I've come to speak to them, and it was like the only time was when I was coming out, and yeah, they don't really come to me to talk about it.
Do you feel like the Vietnamese community has accepted the LGBTQ community? Why or why not?
I don't really believe that they have because it's just like you know that it's not supposed to happen, and I feel like there's very few like gay people like that you see in the communities really because they're too afraid, I feel, to come out to their parents because I feel their parents will for sure like disown them and not want them around.
And if they are, they don't ever talk about it.
Yeah.
As an entirety, it has not. Given that we live in California, we're going to be a little bit more flexible and our mindsets are going to be different, at least for the new oncoming generations. However, with the old generations, they're still getting accustomed to it, and then a lot of them, they don't want to go ahead and accept these types of things based on religion purposes and like other cultural practices. So I feel that it's going to take some time, but definitely we're going towards that direction.
I guess it differs on what Vietnamese community you're talking about. For me, my family is the only Vietnamese community I kind of know. And I don't think that they're 100% open about it or comfortable, but I think that they do accept me for who I am. But I've never really asked like my aunts and uncles and stuff how they feel or what their views are. They just it's kind of something unsaid and never talked about.
What advice could you provide for those who are struggling to speak up about their sexual identity?
Just come out when you're ready, and I don't know, take it baby steps at a time. If I don't know, that's like the only advice. I don't really have any other advice.
Maybe some advice would be like they could always watch videos and stuff on YouTube and like Instagram about other trans people coming out, or like I don't know, hang out with other trans people, or if they go to school, I know there's a ton of like trans groups and stuff like that, so they could maybe, or like even gay groups and stuff, and like maybe speak to even a therapist or a counselor about how they can like get help or like know what, like just be in the know about it and feel comfortable enough in an environment where people accept them.
Well, I feel that if an individual is in need to go ahead and branch out and then get this out of their chest, it's always best to kind of get a neutral party away from the family that you could speak to and confide in, and then from there just kind of talk it out, see how you could go ahead and bring it to your family in that case. Most individuals, they will, if you talk to your family member, if you have it in your head that they're not going to listen to you, like at a certain point, they're going to really accept the fact that you are who you are. And I think that is the turning point in many people's lives. Like, most people, like, they'll go ahead and they'll change their mind once they see that their family member is being hurt by the way their resentful acts are like placed upon them. So
What are your hopes for the future in regards to the LGBTQ community?
well, I hope that it keeps on going forward. I feel that it's a great movement, because many individuals, they should be alleviated. They should live their life however they want. We as humans are incredible creatures, and I don't think that we should be suppressed and oppressed by any type of force like that. So I'm hoping that it's going to grow stronger and that more people will be accepting towards it, even all religions as well.
More accepting in the future, something that people can talk about without feeling uncomfortable or awkward. Something that when it comes up, everyone kind of knows what the issues were instead of what the issues are currently.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
I just hope that one day they can all be accepted by every single person, and people who are set in their ways and in their culture can kind of get an understanding of who this person is, because most of them are born this way. It just doesn't like happen out of nowhere, and just understand them more, and like so more people can like, I don't know, appreciate them and treat them the same and not differently, like they're so gross or they're like animals or just,
Especially in the Vietnamese community?
yeah, especially in like a Vietnamese community.